Okay, today's Sunday. This is November 1st, 2015, and we are about 10:11 here in Buenos Aires already. You know, there were happening a lot of things that we did when we were working, and one especially which this Ejército Argentino, ratas enfermas de los caños de Sodoma, and no offense, it's exactly the same words, tearing to permanently producing the clear quality of the clear So suddenly we have a situation where these perros degenerados and Kirchners, Presidencia Kirchner, came for about 3 years and a lot of more premeditating to saying that they will do a martial code suits or trials against my person. And suddenly heard to saying again that they were making a secret of state with rights of state and rights of national and land law and ethnic scientificism and religion. They're to saying diablos degenerados de Sodoma y Gomorra. At the clear fact for this will ever implies I will be under trials for the supposed conspiring and damaging and sending to genociding and murdering states and others to try to making damages to the land and to the government and to the military government and saying that I will be robbing. They went to United States of America and Europe trying to taking spiritually the leaf and trying to rob by extortioning one person that were piloting the craft. They didn't, they couldn't. But even though the reality of stolen another and taking spiritually and said, oh, there you got it, it's the leaf. And saying that they will use a polymer PMTI for the producing it, which is the similar like making surfboards. And it's exactly that. So suddenly, after the inquiry for justice bodies, GovEL, with GovUS, Justice and States bodies and Mercedes-Benz with other companies like that, and government of Russia, we were working at the project, and these were exactly what they expected to receiving. And this, watching the power, like I'm gonna say now, wanted to possess for the globally, we are the stars, and everything is ours, and the creation belongs to us. Sodom and Gomorrah. Luciano TROVIANO gave it to you, and you're gonna bring it back with the power of the fathers, and making the generations and abominations like naturally you, Ejército Argentino, and Kirchners. So in the middle of this all, Terry is saying that I had to comparison in front of a martial court for allegations of espionage, conspiracy, genocide of states of UNASUR and terrorism associated with Jewish, Israel, US, United Nations and International Criminal Court, saying that they will be of the Christ and Christians will ever be them in shortness, United Evangelics. So all through this, and while this, came the reality that, excuse me, just a little bit, So I have as well my breakfast. Forgive me, please. Suddenly, at the clear fact of this, I'm through. Oh my God, this is terrible. Where to feel? Yes, goes to watch after. All through this, and during, happened the clear that all through this were genociding and destroying our people, saying that they will be making anti-terrorism here in the whole of the world, against the Jewish population, and saying that we will be the bad guys that never regretted into the Christ. So suddenly this ilusas prostitutas babilónicas pretends a hocus pocus to be the only definition for cut himself for the last times, and I will be the beast. While this that they serve some being consciously with, perros de Sodom y Gomorrah, says that I will be cheating them up, and I will cheat them up, making them believe I will be Aliyah now, and that they will ever be attracted over my seduction and my snoozing like a mermaid, whatever the sick shit that they normally, the brain in the rectum and the cavity in the fecals, like they are normally in Kirchner's with them, pretending the intelligence and intelligent enough to the saying that they will ever be me. And I will ever make them do that, and I will be the beast, and my name will be Luciano TROVIANO, while I am Elia, Ad Chetzi Et Chad, Menorah Chachai, ever after Shalah, Kadosh, and not like a one or I determinate. He said first, and I said Shalah, forever. And he is the complete person, not a klutz, not a dressing for prostitutas reventadas babilónicas with the title of a Christian and evangelics with the burden of victims. Unless perras maricas Sodom y Gomorrah, sorry the word, and Kirchners. So suddenly, all through this supposed, they will also make him believe to the people, and I will heal everybody with this. I will heal the world, and the clear fact of this, they will show that I will be dangerously tailored, delusional, delirious, fantasizing, psychopathic, they said, with the schizophrenic induction that forensics won't be embarrassed, and neither the government of Argentina, of course, and we're going to show. And they sent 3 million of prostitutas de cuarta, evangelistas de Babilonia, playing the, we come in here and it's going to be what we say. We're going to take everything off and I strip you. In the name of Jesus. To whom? To Israel. I'm going to strip you from the breath and I'm going to make you be dead sooner. Prostitutas reventadas praying y evangelistas unidos. So on through this and the reality of these facts, these brujas paganas reventadas violentas, compulsivas, viciadas, degenerada enfermedad Argentina-UNASUR. All through this went to trying to destroying people to saying that they will be the enemy and that this will be the saints that I will cheat to Sodom y Gomorrah. That keeps on kidnapping and saying, now I'm going to give you for free and tears to making the new strategy of the marica militar Argentina, viciada, enfermo, repodrido, atrofiado. So suddenly, forgive me the words again, at the clear fact of this came on happening certain things that I'm going to show you as well, that I am interesting for you to see. Just took a shower, this clothes, I dismissed it. Then, last night, and I have been in a very moment which naturally had to be. So suddenly at the requestment, I don't like a requestment, but International Criminal Court awkwardly invaded and damaged and really in a very situation that were not hygienical, were not comfortable, were disaster, frustrating and feeling lousy. Further that, and I'm sorry, forgive me please. Klech lech michadi vi farach likishvat lemat lech michat ishvat leki revefechmat and levisen chishvat lesimiv. Retecha revechecha leotekecha veeshevetzecha redvichmatzeot liki kavachalach teshmotzimatikach lech machalach mitzim. Givespach lakin revefech lachi vishov espap leka ramatzimaseshmotim berevifech mitzacheshvov levesmatias masevom. So suddenly we're happening something like I'm going to show you now. You know, I went to this social pharmacy where I used to buy into granny, where suddenly there is this class of a weird thing that they has devised, like much over in this land, to, oh, because of the liar, you know, for something. He were prescribed on medication, you know. But they has these prices, and I went to other for not crossing by the ones that I, after so long I were treating, disgusted. And the right idea of I were with the cell phone and the headset with microphone on the side. Now I have the Bluetooth, but I am talking, you know. Should I say that? Got them son of a... Should I? So 70. Further, whatever your favorite trousers, stupid elsos. I'm sorry the word. And because if I cannot say any other, I disguised the klech machibisot lesmitzanim for the trend to giving you a hand. And I don't need not retribution back. And I don't need you to go, oh, unless Ave. At least have placement and be respectful a little bit. Sick also. And the reality, forgive me please, I am tired of this class of accustomed people, with the pardon of victims, that opportunistically some favor for a whore, pretender of star of the world, in the name of president, will be better than having respect and placing themselves. So suddenly, all through this, I wear this, buying this, which were the last, on Plaza. And like I was saying that this tellers de mierda already, I said first, and of course we know all the time. This, that you're watching, is especially for topic for third age, used a lot, and for people that has problems on dermatitis. And this dermatitis is caused much of times for bacteria that, at condition of, depends on how the person at the state of anatomically defense or diminish the DMI masses metabolic state or absorption for nourish like natural deficiencies of any class of disorders or pathologies that can happen all around. Suddenly are used a lot, especially for third age, because of the skin comes disvigorized and in a very condition that is really admissible for carrying allergies or any class of eruptive diseases related on germs or related on pathogens or any class of a bacteria that can produce those class of irritations and problems on the skin and even infectious states. So cream topic external use is used, but this is this which is great. And not the best. We have done one better, that they said, oh, he's stolen to us, but you have the evidence. Perros degenerados, vas a pudrirte en el infierno. And I'm telling you what happened. This is the full done trademark, and I'm sorry I'm not making no advertisement, for Andromaco Laboratory. And comes with 8 tablets of 500 milligrams each. This thiabendazole drug is really specific on 3-hydrat DMT produced in the process biochemic natural for lung bank. And it's a normal process, and it's the unique laboratory which we're producing here in Buenos Aires. Oral tablets for ingestion and metabolic for the whole of the whatever the condition to eliminate. This is working for what it is we call here escabiosis, which is the called gramians, or roviant, which is scabiosis, that you know in English, which it is sarna. Bedlesench maximum, there are 8 classes of this scabiosis, and there are 4 more of the lingres masim, and one of them is the pork scabiosis class, that has parasites. And in the middle of this all further, what dogs, what cats and other animals, the situation is the flesh of the pork transmits it whenever there's not in the right coction, which is cooking, forgive me the term. Alright, while and through Rebespech Machlaki Rebefechtika Shvesemat Levisim, these were at the market until I came for the first ever bugs that your honors from license office told me, have this because of you already briefed us about what you had and that your doggy were infected, but the same, not that had it. And they have done explaining what they just had as evidences. And suddenly this lacra reventada Kirchner, si perrada enferma ejército argentino, lived on healing the world and putting in peoples in communities this discipline, which is a dictionario called, and the wrong telling but it's the right, diccionario. It's not English. And if you come to English, will be a Idixaurus. You understand that it's not saurius, which is a parasite microscope that gets into the follicles and into the same of the skin and makes the clericity and produces like eruptives and rash and makes a very disaster whenever there is an explosion or a trigger. And they are producing also the trigger, which supposedly that will be being insoluble and being just having sex all around and having crabs. Now, the clear fact of this is an clear behemat le'asivit lachbok da halakim osep levismat levisim. And clear refechli kashbat tzachli ansemore. Much of times it's necessary to removing whatever is cultivation for, and one of those things is the clear behemat levisim shvatim. It's good to using some blech masak matzivismat to reducing what is the natural, normal secretion for the pillows. Glands. The sweating glands at the skin. So, making the reduction for the DMTMC, what the Sakti Kashleon, that in the sweat comes this quote of DDM metabolic, I'm sorry for meta, dismatzim, which is a mass, me and sem, is defense. But being careful about, you reduce and you put the cream for taking this and you eliminate it. Now, there are better drugs than this, and we have synthesized 5 already. And that is great because it covers the whole of the complete of the spectrum of parasites simultaneous. Saginata eliminates in 6 takes each day, 1, everything, and you just go around easy, even the eggs and the synthesis for the DMC cocoons. Eliminates everything. Now, further this in the clear, and health is perfect. Doesn't produces no problem. No. You're gonna see that Sodom and Gomorrah making the type of competition. I don't know, it's the first time the government, I have the prizes, not him. Telling that they saw and they knew forever and they were researching and fighting with the president of Argentina, which are the same class of a shit, one another, lying, corroborating, and making more empire for control and domain over what can taking and captating the attention and deflecting and saying, oh, it's us and not that one, that conspire against the tale of the Klechmat Secher Gil Shobat Sema Klech Mitzimen against us in the land, to say that they are the heroes. Like always, Perrada de Generada Kirchner never have done any other. The reason UCR, Buenos Aires, Argentina, politics, ARI politics, and the DMC politics, UCD, politics, and also PMCIC, which were called Communists Montoneros, which will be Partido Obrero. They were working in projects that that whore, taken and said, it is mine, we're going to help you, and sent to murder people like have done with the sciences, with the discoverers, for the good of the humanity and the land, for they saying that they had the prizes. And this class of a shit I done first are exactly that. Like the whole of the Kirchners and the whole of the entes reguladores and ministries and whatever to be found. And it's exactly what they live so often for. So, further this. The clear fact of this, Kirchners themselves, whenever this, since I mentioned, this were the most of the drugs found out for this class of problems, which I already said what also covers. And ahora vas a ver que va a decir que cubre el DSM-1, DSM-2. Prostituta de mierda, te vas a pudrir. Sobre this. Y perro de cuarta. So in the middle of these realities, asesinos degenerados de Sodoma y Gomorra, Federal, Fuerzas Armadas, Kirchners y Evangélicos Unidos, Argentina, sorry for this, profanos hijos de perra, haciendo brujería y adivinación, porque de otra cosa no vivís, pedazo de perra de cuarta, Argentina, con el perdón de víctimas inocentes. All through this situation, while kept on murdering and destroying people to seeking the star and seeking the star of the south and the star up on the world, this perros de mierda found out, since I noticed that this were for the people to using for what this were putting at the normal consuming foods that I'm gonna put in here and denouncing here that they were doing all through the world, especially Latin America, so putting and contaminating with chemistry, with biochemics, with the PMC, with medications and with poisons and parasites and all class of diseases, certain basic consuming products that people goes around, and even in the water nets that we were discussing as well, with hypodicrotisporidium, which is worse than cryptosporidium parasite. And it's not a lie. At the reality for diminish the people and the capacity for but they to remain around alive like they will ever determine in the same day to be. And this is not a delusional, and this is not a lie, that is the worst. If that will be, I come for some medication, Prozac or Dixanol or Litronol, and I just rest in peace. Further for that, I'm sorry for the term. You know what? And you know what I mean. So, at the clear fact of the soul, and for the same truth, I said, and your honors, with justice bodies started to producing in a refined best ever absorption and capacity form. And a lot of people were with these problems. I'm telling this covers much other range, not only skin parasites and scoliosis and DTI, DMC. So suddenly, Pyogenes mycoplasm reduces the mycoplasma disease infection, reduces what it is, the diclosina mononucleosis, reduces the monocytosis, reduces the diclonasis, the chlamydiasis, reduces the bichthyomasis, metrovidiasis, and the whole Pyogenes germs and BMT viruses around leishmania, leptomycina, lepromycina, DMT, DMT1, DMT2, DMT3, DMT4, BMT12, and DMCIC1. With about 15 to 20 with medical control days. Now the trust for this, with liaison office we were working, trying to be careful because of these perros desenfrenados degenerados, wants to possess it all, to sing domain and control, it's us and we are gonna be. Diablos de mierda, Sodom y Gomorra, like naturally they are. Ejército Argentino, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, creídos expertos, Kirchner, and United Evangelics. So all through this, that they keep submitting the word to humanity and raping and murdering families complete, saying that they are going to have the power to domain and possess and making disasters over raping and destroying my people, my friends. All through this, people in the world went about, liaison office were noticing for what healthily and health. And were amazing. And your honors, once I just say that people are noticed and protected, and it's important that happen, and they know it, and they are working forward in that. $987,204 million at this product, which is not expensive, for the treating families complete, pets, and the whole of the house ambient for the care, naturally, and making disinfection and making hygienic processes all through the houses, homes, offices, and all over. And that were great. And it's a very accessible medicine. And here in Buenos Aires and UNASUR said to Andromaco to dismiss it from the market after I bought the first ever. And I came for another that supposedly will be the suppliced, there's it suppliced, replacing the real as the pharmaco, as the drug itself, the product, and with the enter regulador stamping the same Andromaco at the least with another composition, the same tablets looking like naturally Argentina does. for they needs to remain and the people yield and destroy it and consuming that they needs to be consumed and the market of criminales degenerados. Then all through this, naturally, ejército de perras argentino y perras kirchners, queridos ofendidos y de señores y de decencia, derecho y moral, nosotros no hacemos eso, no se dan cuenta que delira, te voy a mandar a delirar a tu muerte, marica de Sodoma. And sorry for this. And the reality for the fact on this class that keeps on attacking our people, perras maricas, the Fuerzas Armadas, saying defense for the patriot and for he offense, and I'm gonna put you dead, marica reventada. All through this happens that they found out the reality and news. So take it off, this is not allowed and this is not permitted. Because of it's toxic, and the toxicity of this is for 03, 012. On the OCO deck, which is the metabolic state that is dismissed with vitamin C and the LESE in a very 2 days with no problem. And thus it has no much complications. And 4, they needs to possess and control and domain and saying, because of we know this and the who must know, and this is compulsively self-medicating and sending the people and making democratic disasters and vastly friends, desperation for the taking medications. And Andromaco stopped this and masking for the trading some and accomplices others on, like naturally happens sometimes, like much of trademarks done, changing the trademarks, packaging, or the production line DMTMC or the synthesis. The problem is that they wanted to put in litrinosina for the reducing the effects and only deliver at the segment for what this says and not the rest of the gamma of diseases. So suddenly the DMT1, DMT2, DMT3, DMT4, DMT12 and PPIDMC viruses and bacteries and cryptodicrosporidium will be around making disasters, and they will reduce the capacity of the people, and people will be weak and defenseless in front of the natural lucidity. And I had to keep on in the USA because of I will be in Salvador and shit. Maricas argentinas del infierno de Sodoma y Babilonia. Forgive me this. I'm sorry the words again. The clear fact this happened with 604,208 medications. Tell to keep on saying that I murdered my granny aunt, Elvira Ballester, mi tía Marta, my Marta aunt, which given to her that supposedly the cardiac cannot resist it or tolerating Berocca. That Berocca product will be something like I will switch out and I bought in the same pharmacy I bought this under the same class of free cells over a medication which is an alimentary supplement which has 100 milligrams of magnesium, has 1 gram of vitamin C, has calcium for about 704 at the metabolic state milligrams, and has some DMT, DMC, zinc and other elements that are awesome. Vitamin D, other class of an elements in compound in the diminished level, and some others in a very like we're sold for until today. And whenever there is a cardiac person, it doesn't happen while taking the medication. Contrary, helps and strengthens the whole of the same state, strengthens the same system and makes the person in a capacity for responsive, for best, in front of this class of situations, and doesn't pass by a heart attack, helps it. So the reality of this delivers into magnesium and calcium, makes a better state for a cardiac person, but the situation is to control that will not happen or trying to reduce the problem and the disease that we can and we are working with. All through the situation, Argentina needs ill and reduced people for they to be starved, and they are reduced shit forever, that ills and murders for the to be the stars. Abominable degenerada mierda. With them parties. UNASUR is the same. So, all through this, for the empire of perras de Sodoma y Gomorra y Babylonia to work, naturally needs to making shit of the world and making shit worse the shit for the shit supreme to be the shit of all. Alright, and you said first, shit of the shit. Sorry, alright, and Rema Blech Machalig Sech Maklech Visimivim, forgive me on the terms. Sorry, Rema Blech Machatzema. Tragic shit. Yes, tragic shit. Alright, this is the one that supposedly I will change also to make intelligence to the government. I just bought this in a pharmacy, and I will produce this in a very conspiracy with the government of Israel, government of United States of America, governments of the European Union states, and also justice and states bodies and the United Nations and International Criminal Court in the lives of a whore, degenerada, evangélica de mierda, saying that this simple tablet will be element enough to destroy the government of Argentina. With 15 pesos paid to this. You explain me. And I will be cynistically 6 and up also. And delivering. Perras. Sorry for this. I am immune. And I really am immune to this. But the reality is, it's insufferable whenever in a while, suffering the and making the determinations and the trading. You take it, and I do this, and I kill this, and I kill that, and he is compulsive. He's taking medication. He said, oh my God, and also insane. And Moscow Trump now. Oh my God. Defense of what demon? Perras enfermas. So suddenly, at the clear fact of this, the factibility for the facts on this until the klachmin, and I'm sorry my violence and my terms, which are more than justification, but I don't need the class of a reality except for tiredness and telling to them, okay, I'm sick shit, I'm gonna put you dead, perras infernales, guerra maplech masimav, every day a witchcraft, and at the generation to saying that they are not me and not us. And saying that everything of the God himself will be them and them's, the fever of the Brujolandia, Sodoma, Gomorra, Argentina, anything which will be God himself, gotta be them, and not the ones that God puts and himself. Negocios de Luciano, TROVIANO, Kirchners, Evangelistas Unidos, UNASUR, y toda perra ejército argentino. Sodoma y Gomorra, Egipto y Babilonia. All at once. So suddenly, Remotlech Mahali Sotlekimasem Batlesam, and not the song of Whitney, Perras, tampoco te perteneció. Now, the truth about and for the putting in clear things. 3 persons, all through this, were delivered into emergencies for complications, not for the medication, but for a PPIC that we haven't supporting and naturally were treated, and they are just okay for 1 day. Were 1 day and they're okay and nothing happened. The rest were 804 murdered that we have the bodies, and the reasons of them decaying moments were not the medication, were this. They're trying to say, there are people that has problems. We cannot medicate just freely like that. We got to be responsible. And the governments are insane if are hearing to this one. Internating me because of the things I say and I do. Kirchner's. Perrazos hijos de una gran puta, todavía te atreves. Y te atreves a decir que sos ofendido y que sos pobrecito y que sos gobierno con responsabilidad. Perrazos hijos de una maldita gran sodomita puta. Te atreves. Germa plegma sechel gishvasam blahas matledim. And so reality. For the putting in clear. For the setting in clear. גרבפך מחלקי רבפך בולקתי כמה חלפסי שול, רמת לך מסך להסנים, perdón Adonai los términos, perdón Hashem, perdón Adonai, sorry Melech Israel, Mr. President, Your Honors, Justice Paris, Matt Eros, Blay, Darren, Jan, Gerard, Stephanie, Madams, Your Honors, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry everybody for the terms, not for saying what these aren't do. And I'm sorry for this, but I'm not gonna bear no shit. And this is for free. No shit. Alright, bet lesson from Aflech Machlak, Hashem Likan, but lesach Mahesimabam. And Revefech Lakarat, das wie Likishpatik, and Revefech Mot mi Itvatsimada. So suddenly all through this, and further telling you, your honors and everybody in Yitzhak is saying, Melech were like doesn't want to say because of one day themselves to say has right. But Melech and Mr. President of Israel said, okay, ahead. The reality of this is I don't have sex, I am not having sexual life. And I don't feel boring about this, I feel boring about the shit. I can be the funniest ever living days about being with the people I love and not to having sex, but like having the normal life I will ever have. And if I will imply the normal reality about sexuality of my life, it will be healthily and it will be respectfully and naturally. But further this, the fact of the soul while and through the sickness of the generations and abominable swans keeps on delivering and making up photo and making up video and making up any shit and murdering up on it to saying, what discovery killed them all for they do not know. And all through this situation for the Klech Machalagishbach Lechamat Levisan Simad, I didn't sleep in nobody's bed, I didn't switch out no underwears, no clothes, and the whole times I come to a public bathroom, I try not to touch or not to sit on the seat. Or putting toilet paper and sitting for making a normal, relaxed, whatever the physiological or physiological, as ever you want to, the dialectica. So suddenly, at the point of this, the clearing for the situation is I had some accidents, is true, for extortions, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. And like I know it is not happening to any other, but this, about the eruptive and some rash, yes, I am having such a very states. Which is not normal in me as well. And it's exactly this. So suddenly, Retivach Machalagishva, Lechma Chalagishvot Livise Shavam, Barravaka Sikol Matzech Lishmat Levisim. And so suddenly, we gotta be careful, and there are companies that are not responsible for this. Are 5 trading in Latin America and 1 in Europe that were already protected, and the rest are all accomplices with mold team that I'm gonna show you, and the products are gonna be right clear. And I'm gonna show you, and let's put in clear the things. My supposed delivers. We can do that my pioneerly way, HTTPS recall. We can do variable on the, we done first, we will making a program and a project. DMIC, 2 points, barbar, pinkem, com, binsot. The MC bar, the whole of the companies of products you had around alimentary, laboratory, and any as even whatever you just wear around every day, and whatever BMCIT in the bar each on the DCI, and you put bar at the end, whatever you pick and making this Mac Lankek DPA, this pot in programming, Licolin Licolcom Tech Pack C 44341 point MIMC point UDX UMTIC point Binon Dinlon Fonco 5, which is programming as well, known for Unix BMC base, use bell use ban for 341 MT point discov closure FD middle CBM down on LAN 4 TC middle peak 2 points down fog tin photon comtech dinlan middle OSER 2 points BDX down LAC equal rimbam exepotok simtech simcom aspux dinklek forman 48 lan da alan disam 1848 tech call 6685 dimatim dinsom bar billacal point NC44cis DMC middle ODX X5.84.2 bar recall DMC with F7. You go to the last key right at the same moment, big flexim, and you download carefully, understanding what we always say. You can use now Anatica or Mosmetim for McAfee, for Norton, ABGS, while you buy it, works amazing. On the nets, it's not trustable for what these are permanently doing. The same the rest is. There's not expensive. It's for about $1.12, the simple DMC engine. If you already have the antivirus, you edit it like an application. And make and roll that, cleans and destroys the redirectionings, the spy, the DMC, the double, the mirrors, the PC by, PC boy, which it is the whole, like the penny DMCB, the last of the spyware and the last of the robbing, where anti-theft DMC works as well. And you clean everything and take the bag, just be careful, and whatever you can corroborate with the civil society. Randy Mullen, where the United Nations, the most of you has the number, or directly liaison office is going to deliver you surely for the justice bodies working, a very possibility for you to conversing and to having the protection. https www.dixabac disomel endocmeton 604 12 9s 78 6444 and Setimon Comtech 48 middle 904 and 29s 434184 DMT 555 middle 6 middle OND 18 point INT systems recall F7 works as well, the last of the tools. So this is exactly the information, and to being careful, like I always were saying to you, and forgive me, so long ago I don't. But even though, please, alert, not paranoia. There are moments and situations we cannot deal with, and the destructions this causes is something to never underestimate. But the reality is alert. Please ask you, not paranoia, not the fear on the uncontrol. The freezing about don't know what to do or how to do or when to do or which to do or how to run. Alert means you understand, you know, you are precautious, you have a problem, okay, we fight. But understanding, to not let them be wise. Understand what, how, which, who, where. Try to put some way, distances and fences. Try to seek the way to survive this. We are going to keep on fighting, and I'm sorry for us pains, us suffers and destructions. I don't need this, we don't need this. This sick shit, they does. And this is not something I will ever, because of he came on the background, pedazo de mierdas. No. Please ask you be safe, and I'm sorry the terms again, I'm sorry the violence. Like I said, today is October the 1st, 2015. This is Sunday here in Buenos Aires, and already shall be around 11:20 maybe. Alexandra Blanco Redemi, Alejandra Maria Blanco Redemi, birthed here in Buenos Aires, and let's survive this, and I'm sorry, forgive me please.